Okay, I'm going to show you roughly how to create a template in Photoshop so we can use it for graphics later on. And everybody's going to do this, and you're going to do it in a little bit different way. So first thing you're going to do is go ahead and open Photoshop. You're going to go to Applications, and you're going to find Adobe Photoshop CC. And it's right here. So we're going to open it. And I already have it open, but when yours pops up, it's going to want you to start a new document. You can name your document. You can name it sports graphic. You can name it whatever you'd like. And your width, I'd like you to change to pixels. And we're going to do 1920 pixels wide by 1280 high. And the reason we're doing that is because most of our streams are in 1080. So 1080 is 1920 by 1280. You can then go down here, and depending on how you're going to build this, you can change the background to a color, white. You can pick the color, or you can make it transparent. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select transparent. We have a completely blank Photoshop document. If you look, this is where we go ahead and put all of our images and all that good stuff. And this is where our layers and groups go. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to make a new group. And how you organize this is going to be up to you. You want to think about how you're going to build this graphic and how we can edit it later on. We're going to want to edit it with other teams, with other graphics for teams, possibly with other sports, and we're going to be able to want to change the dates as well. So what I may do under this group is I'm going to put maybe all my text in one group. And another group, I'm going to do all my images. And so under my text here, I'm going to do my first layer here. I'm going to do, let's say, a team name over here. And so I might do team name number 1. And mine looks really bad right now, but you guys are going to make this look cool and have nice fonts and look nice and pretty. So I'm going to have team name number 1 over there. And then I'm going to do another team name over here. And this is going to be team name number 2. Or I could even call it, make it easier on myself and call it team name right. And the problem is that didn't put it under the text layer, so I can easily move it. And now it's grouped up here. What's nice about this, when you make this all nice and pretty and good, people are going to be able to come back in here, and they're going to be able to go team name number 1, and they're going to be able to change that team name to who's ever playing. Now, for the images, I can do the same thing. So let's go get some images quickly. I've got some things going on here. I'm going to do a new folder, and I'm going to go get a few images that I might use. And once again, I'm doing this very roughly. I want you guys to do it better than I am. But let's do the WHS Warrior logo. Okay. So I always like that one. This one's kind of cool. I haven't seen this one before. I'm going to view that image. I'm going to go ahead and save image as. And I'm going to actually make a new folder on the desktop. I'm just going to name it Sports Images, so I can pull from it right now. So I'm going to create that folder. I'm going to save into that folder. So there I've got that one, and I'm going to make this so I can work with a bunch of different teams. So I know that we're going to play Colony sometime, so I'm going to go Colony High logo. I'm going to pull their logo possibly. There's a cool Knights logo I might use. So I'm going to pull that logo, and I'm going to save that. Some of these are PNGs, like this logo is that PNG, and by that I mean the background's already cut out. Some of them aren't, so depending on how you use it, you may have to go cut the background out, and that's fine. And possibly, let's do one more so I can show you. Let's do a Soldotna High logo. And here's the Soldotna High logo, and this one doesn't have it cut out, so I may end up having to do a little bit of tweaking with this. So save image as. I'm going to save it there. So now I've got 3 images there. Those are all on my desktop. Let's go see what they look like in Photoshop. So I'm going to go to my sports images. I'm going to highlight them all, and I'm going to open them all with Photoshop. So that's going to pop all 3 of them up in Photoshop. So if I take a look at these, hey, that one's already cut out in the background. That one's already cut out in the background. Just this one isn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly cut that one out. I'm going to take my blending options. I'm going to see if I can use my cheat technique here. I can. There we go. I like that. So I'm going to actually save that image. I'm not going to save it as a PNG. This is my editable image here. I'm going to, or not as a PSD, Photoshop image. I'm going to save it as a PNG into my sports images. Boom. Okay, so now I've got some logos here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one. I like the Soldotna logo. And I'm working in my sports graphic. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to drop it. And I'm going to figure out where I may want it to go, and I'm going to resize it. So I'm going to go Edit, Free Transform, and in Free Transform for that layer, I can move it around, do what I want with it. I'm going to say Apply. I like that size. This is going to go under my images. Okay, so we had team name over here, Soldotna, team over here, possibly let's say that one's Wasilla right now. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull my Wasilla one over to my sports graphic, and I can resize that one too. So I'm going to go Edit, Free Transform, and I'm going to make this cool like this. And there is that one, and I can rename these layers, and I'm going to call this Warrior logo or WHS logo, and I'm going to say this one is Soldotna logo. Now, the thing is, I've got Warrior Soldotna. Actually, let's make that Soldotna one a little bigger. Edit, Free Transform that path. What if I want to change this now, and it's not Wasilla versus Soldotna, so I want to change that around a little bit. Well, let's go and let's pull in that colony one, and I could make this a little less complicated. I could close some of this stuff so it's not distracting us here. Let's go back and open, where was that colony one? There's colony. Let's bring colony over in the mix. So we're going to bring colony over to our graphic. Now I've got 3 on there. I can free transform that. Maybe that's going to go over here. What I can do is say okay, and I can just have a couple where they're not on there. So this view right here, I can change. So if I had all kinds of different logos in here, I could just have a couple viewable, and we can always move them around. So later on, we can come up, we can drag them around. I can have all the different teams here ready to go, and I can build those logos. So a couple of the things you're going to want to make sure you include here. Depending on what kind of graphic you're building, if you're just building for a wrestling match, you may want to do a verse right here. You may want to do the date. You may want to do an introduction to possibly a tournament up here. But you want to build this graphic so when we come in, we can really edit it and we can use it for a whole bunch of different things. And you want to get creative with it. You want to make it look good. So I did this super, super quickly, and mine does not look good yet. Let's clean it up just a touch more before I let you guys go and start doing this on your own. So something else on my text, I may want my verse text. So I got to put some verse in here, something like that. Maybe I want to do a capital. It's not looking very cool right now, so I want to make this look way better. So I'm going to find a cool font that I can use. And I'd rather you just stick with the fonts that are already in Photoshop. And the reason for that is if you go and get a font off like DaFont or something like that, it's cool and it'll look really good, but then when we go in and try to edit it on a different computer, if we don't have that font, it's not going to work. So we're going to have to go and get that font every single time, and it's possible. It just makes it a little harder. So if you go with one of these stock fonts in here, every time we go to use your image, we'll have it. So I'm just going to grab something here. Let's, you can play with this, and there's so many different fonts and cool fonts, and serif and sans serif. I just got to grab something here. Let's go with this. Where'd that go? I'll go with something like this. And I got to make this way bigger, so I'm going to increase my font size. Something like that. And you can actually free transform a layer to or a text, so you can play with your text. Maybe I want to put it over the top. This isn't looking very good. You guys are going to make this look way better, but you're going to put this together. And that's basically it. So you're going to figure out a scheme of grouping. And maybe you want to go with left side. So maybe you want to figure out that this is just stuff on the left side. And you want to do that as a group. And stuff on the right side as a group. And then on the left side group under images, you put all of the logos and all of the team names. And then we can change it on the left side. And then do the same thing on the right side and change all of the groups and all of the team names. That'd be really cool and make it really fast for us. So you want to figure it out. You kind of want to plan it out in your head. And then you want to go through and you want to play with this. Once you've got this done, Okay, you feel like you've got it all done. We can go through, we can really highlight and make some cool things happen. If we want to switch teams up, we can make it happen quick. It's going to look way better than mine. You're done. You're going to go file and you're going to save it. You're going to save as. You want to save it on the hard drive right now, even though I'm going to clear these soon. But you want to make sure that you're saving it as a Photoshop file, which is a PSD. And that's what you're going to upload to us. The reason it has to be a PSD as a PSD file is when we open it up, we'll have all these layers so we can play with it. When we come in here and we actually want to pull an actual logo for a game, we're going to go in and we're going to edit it the way we want. We're going to pull in our layers, Colony versus Wasilla. We're going to take out the Soldotna. Everything's going to look pretty, and we're going to go in and we're going to change the team names. You're going to have all that set up. Then we're going to go file and we're going to go save as. And we're not going to save it as a Photoshop file. We're going to change that to a JPEG. And that's what we're going to load up on our TVs to make it super simple. What that does is it flattens the image. It makes it so the layers are gone and just what you see is what you got image. It doesn't have any other data with it, just the image of what you see. So that's basically how to do it. I'm going to let you guys play with it. I'm going to let you create the groups. I'm going to let you get creative with it and make it really cool. Good luck.